Hello everybody. Okay, that was freezing. If you watched part one, I went outside to gather my pine needles, and oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure it's the coldest day of the whole year. It is ridiculous out there. Okay, so we are making pine needle tea and pine needle kisses, which are little cookies. Shortbread. I call them kisses because I cut them into tiny little bites, and then while they're still warm, I cover them in powdered sugar. They're super addictive. Although I've never tried them with pine needles. I make them with peppermint, and I make them with fennel, which are my favorite, like a salty fennel. Oh my gosh, so good. But today we're doing pine needle. So there are three types. First of all, why would you want to do this? If you missed part one, pine needles have 8 times the vitamin C of an orange, 5 times the vitamin C of a lemon. They have vitamin B, vitamin A. They're fantastic if you have a cold or a cough, anything upper respiratory. Pine needle tea. So if you do want to do this, there are 3 types of pine needles that are inedible, that are actually toxic. One is the ponderosa pine. One is the Norfolk pine, which are the kind, in fact I just bought one. I would take you with me, but let me see if I can do that. Hang on, let me see here. Hi Tracy! How are you? Good to see you. Okay, let me turn this around. Excuse any messes you may see in my home. So I just bought one today, actually, because they were 20 bucks at Lowe's. Let me turn on another light here so you can see. Okay, so these are considered where can I get a better view? These are considered a tropical plant. They don't grow in Chicago outside. I can only grow it as a house plant. In some areas, they do grow outside, and they'll grow to like huge, 10 feet or more. Hi Kim and Chrissy and Lisa. But anyway, this is a Norfolk. You'll see them around Christmas time at Sam's Club and Home Depot and Lowe's. And since we're in here, do you guys want to see my built-in? I've been holding off because I'm not sure if it's totally decorated the way I want, but Randy built this for me. I love it. He's also making me a menorah. I have my Hanukkah felt garland here, and he's making me a custom menorah. I'm so excited. And then look at our fireplace. Ella always sets it to blue. I like it. Oops, that's not the right one. I like it on the classic orange. But anyway, I still feel like I have a little bit of work to do on that, but at least now you guys know what the Norfolk pine is. All right, turning you back around. See, you guys caught my kitchen table mess there. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is I have boiling water on the stove. You're not supposed to boil the pine needles. Okay, so stay away from the Norfolk pine, also called the Australian pine. Stay away from the ponderosa pine. And, oh gosh, there was one more. Now I'm going to forget what it is. Now I'm all crooked. Hi, Sherry. Thank you, Tracy. Brenda, hi. I forget what the third one is. The yew. Yew trees are very, very poisonous. They have something in them called alaline, which can be fatal, so you got to be very careful. Yews normally have yellow on the end of each little needle. I'm using white pine, and I'm learning this as I go. I just think it's so cool. White pines, the needles grow in little clusters, and each little cluster has 5 white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters in the word white, and 5 needles on the end of each little cluster. I can grab any little cluster here, and it's going to be 5 needles. See, 5. So I'm using this for my tea. I also have blue spruce. You're supposed to try to choose the ones like newer. You want as new of sprigs as possible. And then I'm not sure what kind of fir this is. I wish I knew. It's not blue. It's not a spruce. It's definitely not a yew. Some other kind. They're not really super fragrant. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these as tea, and I'm going to do this in my shortbread. How pretty is that? It's so pretty. So in the tea, you want to bring it to a boil, which I already did. Turn it off just like tea. You're just going to steep it like tea leaves. So then turn it off, then put your leaves in. And I'm going to rinse them off, and I'm not going to put the stems in. I'm just going to put the leaves. So let me get these rinsed. Just, you know, in case there's birds or something that nested in them. Yucky. Okay, then I'm just going to kind of pluck it like rosemary, I think. Yep, they came right off. See? Just pull them right off the stem. And you want about a tablespoon, so I'm going to use about 1.5 teaspoons of each variety. And then we're going to steep it before I drink it, obviously. And I would imagine I'm going to want milk and honey in it, because the only tea that I don't put milk and honey in, and sometimes I do, the only tea that I still love without the milk and honey is green tea. So, I would imagine I'm going to want these to be sweet. All right, let's see. I might have to put the stem in. No, it comes off. It's going to say on this tiny little baby one, they didn't want to budge, but once I got it, they peeled right off. There we go. This is going to be interesting, that's for sure. So anyways, it's supposed to taste kind of citrusy. We will see. And I wonder if they all taste differently. I would imagine, right? Right in the pot. I think I have a little bit more water than just like 8 ounces, so I'm gonna put double. I'm gonna put 2 teaspoons. And we're just gonna let this steep for about 5 or 10 minutes while we make cookies. That should do. All right. Let me clean these up and get my shortbread going. Okay, so the oven is preheated to 300. Ouch! Have you guys started your holiday baking yet? I have not started. This is going to be the first. And if I love them like I do the fennel kisses or the peppermint kisses, it's going to be very hard not to eat them. Hi Daisy and Diana. White Pine, yep. Sherry and Marge and Jackie, hello. Has anybody started their Christmas baking yet? All right, here we go. We are going to do 1 stick of butter. I always use Irish butter because it's grass-fed. I had high cholesterol. My dad has high cholesterol. My sister has high cholesterol. My mom has high cholesterol. Everybody in my family has high cholesterol. Well, I started taking Super Grains, a very specific brand of Super Grains that I'm a rep for, and I swapped out my butter for grass-fed, and my cholesterol started to go down all on its own. I refuse medicine. No way. Let me take my ring off. All right, so 8 tablespoons of butter, or 1 stick. And then I'm going to do 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. I hope I have enough powdered sugar to do the topping, because that's what makes them so delicious. 1/2 cup of powdered sugar, approximately. Maybe just a little bit more because it wasn't quite all the way full. I'm going to do some vanilla, about 1 teaspoon. Most shortbread doesn't call for salt, but salty sweet is my favorite flavor, so I'm going to do a little bit of that. And honestly, you know what would be good? I'm going to do a little bit of crushed pepper. Those pine needles could be a little bit spicy, so this would accent that well. Let's see if you guys are saying anything. Okay, all I have is green peppercorns. I wish I had black, but the green are a little bit more mild. I'm going to use a little bit of those. This is going to be delicious. That's probably enough right there, just that one. I'm going to rinse it off. Okay. I'm going to spin this in my food processor until these are all broken up. Oh my gosh, I'm a little nervous. This smells good. It smells super fragrant. You think that's going to be too much? The whole thing? No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it. I want the full effect. Oh my gosh. Can you guys see that? So funny. I'm going to whip this up. It's going to be loud. And then I'll put our flour in. Normally you would soften the butter. I did not do that, but it looks alright. I'm going to do it a little bit more because I can see some of the pine needles are still a little bit too long. Perfect. Oopsies. It smells like butter. Right, then I'm just going to put in 1 cup of flour, and it's going to be a super stiff dough. Then I take it out and I'm going to make it into like little snakes, and then I just cut it, boom, 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 super fast. I cut it into little bites. I don't know where my spatula went. 1 second. Flour, and I am going to taste it as dough. I should be able to tell. I mean, I think the flavors of the pine will come out in the oven as it bakes, but I should be able to tell if it's going to be sweet enough, if there's too much salt or anything like that. So, all right, 1 cup of flour. Hopefully this won't explode because I just dropped the little cover on the floor. It's looking pretty dry, but I think it'll come together. If not, I'll just sprinkle like a tiny little bit of water in there and it'll be fine, but I shouldn't need to do that. We'll see. Shortbread shouldn't have any liquid, but if it got too dry or whatever, it's not going to kill it to do just a little bit of water. Oh, it smells good, but all butter and sugar smells really good to me, so. Oh my gosh, it's really funny. Ooh, yummy. Can you guys see it? Interesting. Alright, I mean it tastes like shortbread. I don't feel like I can taste the pine yet, but like I said, I think that will come out in the bacon. So I'm just going to scoop enough out to make a little rope or a snake. Cut it into tiny little bite-sized pieces, or kisses, as I like to call them. These are super cute in a cookie box. I always bring big cookie boxes. I make cucciolati, Italian cucciolati, my husband's favorite chocolate sandwich cookies, and or the chocolate gluten-free chocolate. They're called chocolate meringues, but they're not a meringue. They're just called that because there's no egg yolks and there's no flour. but they look more like the shape of a chocolate chip cookie. Do you guys know what those are? Anyway, I make those. I make decorated sugar cookies, my grandma's Hungarian crescents, and then I always make some of these little kisses, and I love them in a cookie box because they're a filler. Like one little recipe I'll make like, I don't know, 75 little bites or something, so then when I'm putting together my cookie boxes, and I can post a picture later, but then you can just put like 3 of them. I use little cupcake tins, not tins, papers, like the gold ones or white ones, and then you can fit, 3 to 6 of the little kisses per cup, and it kind of fills up your cookie box really nice. Okay. See? It's the perfect texture. You see that pretty green going all through there? Look at all the pine. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to taste this. And that's it. I'm just going to cut it super quickly into tiny little bites. And then these will bake super quickly. They should be done, I'm thinking, in about 10 to 12 minutes. I mean, I guess it could at 300 take up to 20. It's been a while, actually a year, since I've made them. But they're so tiny they should cook really quickly. Now, if you want to, at this point, you can shape them into little balls, but you don't have to. You can pinch them, you can do whatever you want to make a nicer shape. Aren't they cute? All right, that's it. Then I'm going to put them on a cookie sheet in the 300 oven. I'll check them after about 10 or 12 minutes and we'll see how they go. And then when they come out, I'm going to, while they're warm, not hot, I'm going to let them cool probably for only about 3 minutes. And then I'm going to cover them in powdered sugar, and the powdered sugar gets all melty. You know, like the Greek wedding cookies? Or sometimes they're called Mexican wedding cookies. They're all the same. I think every country has their version of those powdered sugar snowball cookies. Anyway, you put the powdered sugar on when they're warm and it kind of becomes part of the cookie as opposed to sitting on top. If you wait till they're cool, it's going to kind of sit on top, but if you put it on when they're warm, it gets kind of melty like icing. Yum! I cannot wait. All right, I'm going to finish this up. Oh wait, I want to try the tea while you guys are on with me, so let's do that. Let me get a cup and a strainer. I'll come back to these. Ooh, I want to eat one, like raw. I'm gonna. Yummy. Sweet and yummy. Okay. I have my cup. I have a large strainer. Okay, it smells, I mean, I can smell like it smells like fur, and it's, you know what, let me use it clear. Well, I will strain it into this, and I'm going to pour it in clear to see if it turns green at all. Okay. I'm afraid it's going to spill. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see, probably not. It has like the palest yellowish green tint, very, very pale, lighter than a green tea. I like it. It doesn't need sugar. It doesn't have a lot of flavor, but the fur kind of hits you after, the fur flavor, not fur, not like cat fur, but the evergreen flavor kind of hits you after the fact. Oh yeah, I could drink this easily. It's good. Yummy. And now that I know what it does, how good it is for you, I'll do that every time anybody in my family has a cold or anything. Hi Jackie and Daisy, how are you guys? Everybody tell me how you're doing, and if you've started your Christmas baking yet. This is the commencement of my holiday baking, are these kisses. All right, so I'm going to finish up my dough, get them in the oven, and then I will take a picture. And then if you want the recipe written, I'm going to put it on the Soul Prosperity blog. That's what I will spend the rest of the night tonight doing. All right, God bless you guys. Bye.